Good morning, students. I am Lily Madam. So, the last class, we have dealt in a 14th unit, that is altered temperature. So, in that, the one more topic we are going to deal in this subject is a sensorium. So, sensorium, or it is also called as a unconsciousness. Okay, so first we'll be dealing with the what is the introduction regarding of the sensorium. So, here the simple meaning of sensorium is a alertness and awareness. Okay, sensorium means what? Alertness or awareness. So good sensorium, if you have a good sensorium you will be alert and aware. Okay, so what do you mean by sensorium means, and you are sensating some of the sensory stimulus in a good way, so that is called as a sensorium. So coming to the definition of the sensorium, so what is the definition of the sensorium means, so whenever you are going to receive some of the information, okay, so that information your brain is going to be receives that information, and that process is going to be interpreted the sensory stimuli, that is called as a sensorium. So for example that, and if you have a good sensorium or the good consciousness, so whenever in the class, so whenever one class teacher is giving a class for you, and you are going to receive some information what the madam is teaching in the class. Yes, and if you have the unconscious level of activity, so that whatever the madam is saying in the class and you are not aware of the situation, so that is called as a sensory stimulus, interpreting of the sensory stimulus. Okay, and whatever the brain want to send a signals for you, and that signal is not going to be sended, and if you are in a unconscious mode and you are not going to convey your information to the external environment, so that is called as what? Sensorium. Okay, so sensorium means what? The brain that receives the process and interpret the sensory stimuli. So here interpret the sensory stimuli means whatever your information you are going to give to the others, and that is going to be abstract. So the external word are conveyed and perceived, and if it is an, if you are not going to able to convey your information, and that information is going to be abstract to give the information to the other person, so that is called as a sensorium. Okay, so what is the altered sensorium? So for example already I have given in the definition that, so normal sensorium means what, and they will be have the good sensory stimulus, and in the altered conscious means the brain ability to receive process is going to be interpreted. For example that here hallucination, so hallucination means what? For example hallucination means, so there are different types of hallucinations will be there, so that is a auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations, and etc. So these type of hallucinations you are going to see in that. Auditory hallucinations means, so no one will be there beside of you, so but the person will feels that, and he is going to have a somebody are speaking behind him. Okay, and visual hallucinations means, so he will see the thread there, so instead of thread, so he'll think that it is a snake, so that is a different kind of hallucinations. And a confusional states, so confusional states means every time, so the person will be in the confusion in order to take a decisions in a problem solving process. And delirium means what? Confusion, this is also, and coma and the sleep. So these are the examples what is a altered sensorium. Okay, and next one is a care of unconscious patient. So you see that the unconscious patient means what? He will not able to respond to the external stimuli, and also he will be always depressed, and the patient is unable to the respond to the external stimulus, and he is in the form of coma state. So in these symptoms of the care of unconscious patient, so what are the causes? So what are the causes that the patient is making to go to the unconscious state? So first one is a head injury, or and second one is a cerebral catastrophes. So cerebral catastrophes nothing else but any type of a cerebral diseases. Okay, and next one is a infections, especially the viral infections mostly, and asphyxia and poison. Okay, so these are the causes and what makes the patient to be an unconscious person. And next one is a types of unconscious. Already I have seen that unconscious means what? Lasting for a few seconds or a hour. So that is one type of the process. And next one is a lasting for a few hours. The patient is unconscious for 1 hour and the patient is unconscious for few hours. So few hours means maybe 2 to 4 or 5 hours is considered as a few hours. So these are the types of unconsciousness or sensorium. So what is the investigation you are going to give means, so send for the blood test for the glucose and urea nitrogen electrolytes and the pH value. Okay, and next one is a complete blood test you have to do, and lumbar puncture for any cerebrospinal fluid examination. So why? Because in the head injury or the cerebral diseases, you may see that intracranial pressure will be increased or due to the infections, and whenever you are doing a cerebrospinal fluid examination, you can easily find out what kind of diseases the person is having. And the liver function test they are going to do, and x-ray of the skull, and electroencephalography. And electroencephalography means, and they are going to make a graphical presentation of the brain, and in order to check out and what are the any blood vessel is damaged or any, so the brain skull or the brain parts may be damaged or a mismatch, so that is going to be so taken by the electroencephalography. So these are the investigations they are going to perform in the sensorium. And next one is a what is the assessment you are going to make in the process. So first one is a physical examination you are going to get, and next one is a Glasgow-Coma scale. So whatever the neurological problems they are going to do, so the Glasgow-Coma scale only is going to be find out the conscious level of the patient. Okay, so by this Glasgow-Coma scale only they are going to different at which stage of conscious he is. Okay, so first one is what? Eye opening. So eye opening was there, he is spontaneous to eye opening, and whenever somebody is speaking he is open his eyes. And if the person is for example responding to pain, so we are spontaneously we are giving a pain to the person and he is opening his eyes, and no response indicates the one. Okay, so these are all called as a eye opening. So if the person is had to speech, he is opening his mouth, so then we can give to the numbering of 3. And verbal response. So verbal response means if we are oriented, so the patient is consciously himself he is orienting means we can give the 5. So whenever you are making him to speak and he is confusing he is speaking, so we can give him 4. So inappropriate words means, so one thing we are asking that how are you means he is giving a some other answers, so that is indicates the 3 we can give. And next one is a incomprehensible sounds. So incomprehensible sounds means unnecessary sounds he is giving instead of speaking. So instead of speaking or communicating with other person, then we can give the second. If he is not giving to the verbal response and if he is speaking also, so that we indicates that no response, that is 1. And the third one comes under the motor response. Okay, our movements. Okay, obeys the commands. So obeys the commands means if we'll say that just move your hand forward means, and automatically he moves. Okay, so without our saying or observing also he will be giving. So next one is a localized. So localized means what? So the patient is, so for example already I said that if we are saying to do some work and automatically he is doing such work slowly. And withdraws means if you are touching, automatically he is going to be get back his hand. And flexes. So flexes means, and whatever the elbows and our joints, if he is flexing and extension is there, so we can give 3. So extends, flexes means coming forwards, and extends means what? And moving forwards. Okay, no response means, so you have a no movement for the motor response. So this is called as a Glasgow-Coma scale, and it's very very important. So this is regarding Glasgow-Coma scale: eye response, verbal response, and motor response. Okay, so according to that, whatever the score we are giving, so the total score is a 3 to 15. Okay, so the normal score is 3 to 15 we can give for this motor response will be there. Okay, so that is regarding of the assessment of the person and who is in a unconscious mode. Okay, it's very very important. And next we goes for the treatment. So what treatment we will give for the unconscious or the sensorium person. Okay, altered sensorium person. So what is going to be there means the person and who is having unconsciousness, and they are not going to so take a proper airway pattern. So in that process, what you have to give, and you have to administer the oxygen. Okay, so blood gas studies should be monitored. Already in diagnostic evaluations already had discussed that, and they are going to make out the pH values in order to check out the blood gases, and that is going to be detect the oxygen levels in the oxygen concentration in the body. Okay, so that you have to maintain. And next one is if the patient is in the shock. Okay, so if the patient is in the shock, and it should be treated and reduce the intracranial pressure. So what we have to do here means, and already in the causes I had discussed, the head injury or the cerebral diseases. So in that what will happen means the patient will be having the increased intracranial pressure. So in that what is the treatment we have to give means ventricular tapping to remove the CSF. So ventricular tapping nothing else but, and overall the ventricular area, so they are not giving the exit or entry form. So they will block the ventricular area where the exit is there and where the entry part is there, and there they will remove the CSF fluid. Okay, so that is called as a ventricular trapping to remove the CSF fluid in order to reduce the intracranial pressure. And next one is a burr hole to monitor intracranial pressure. So burr hole means, so for example the patient with met with any accidents or any infections, so the viral infections mostly, so what will happen means they will burr the hole. Burr the hole means what? So they will keep a hole, okay, or they will drill the skull. Okay, so the human skull is there, right? So they will drill the part and where the infection area is there, and they will monitor the intracranial pressure, and if any infection is there, they will remove the infection area part. Okay, and next one is the use of osmotic diuretics, especially the person who is having a cerebral edemas. Okay, so in that, and whenever you are giving osmotic diuretics, so for example like mannitol, and easily you can, so in the diuretic it is a easily, so whatever the edema is there, so it is going to be excreted through the urine or due to the sweat gland process. Okay, so that you are going to give. So how you can reduce the intracranial pressure? So that is ventricular tapping you have to do. So tapping nothing else but the way of entry and the exit where it is there, so that they are going to stop and they are remove the CSF and burr the hole. So they are going to keep the hole at the skull, human skull, and they are monitor the intracranial pressure. And the next one is the use of osmotic diuretics, and it is going to be, so remove the edema or the whatever the watery content is there, so remove through the excretory process. Okay, and next one, whatever you are going to give, antibiotics. So to treat the antibacterial infections, so they are going to give the antibiotics and give the sedatives, because so the patient and who are having a process of this head injury, so they are going to make the sedative, so because he can't able to bear the pain, and we have to make the person to be restless patient. Okay, and next one is a stool softener. So in order to prevent the constipation for the patient, because no movement for the patient, and we have to give the stool. Okay, and specific treatment should be started early. So specific treatment means if the patient is having any kind of other signs and symptoms of the disease conditions. And next one is a nursing management. So nursing management means, so in a as a nurse, so what is the management we have to give means constant observation is very important. So constant observation nothing else but, so already I have shown you that the Glasgow-Coma scale. So Glasgow-Coma scale means and checking of eye response, verbal response, and the motor response. So this is very important. And next one is a vital signs. In order to say, for example, if any infections are there, automatically the temperature rises. So we can easily detect out the vital signs and complications. And due to any surgical of cerebral edema or the cerebral diseases, and we have to check out the complications also, and the respiration by airway. So in the management we have discussed, and we have to give the respiration. Okay, and a semi-prone position on one side you have to give, and you have to give a suction. So suction means the unconscious patient, and where the airway passage will be obstructed with the secretions, so that to remove the secretions we have to do the suctioning. And suctioning means cleared secretions means what? By suctioning only we are going to clear the secretions and facilitate the ventilation. Means continuous airway is very very important, oxygen, and according to the level of consciousness observe signs, reflexes and the responses. Okay, in Glasgow Gamma scale what they are going to do, and in which level the patient is there, so whether he is responding to the eye, and whether he is responding to the motor, and whether he is responding to the verbal. So we have to do the overall total, and we have to find out and whether he is in a mild, moderate and severe stage of altered sensorium. So that is a nursing management we have to give for the patient. Okay, and next one is a cerebral edema should be prevented by diuretics. Already we have discussed, and eye care is very very important, and protect from the injuries and prevent pressure source. So how you can prevent the pressure source means, so second hourly changing of positions and will give you to prevent the pressure source. So we can prevent the constipation and by giving of the stool softeners, and the deformity should be prevented. So deformity is nothing else but see further complications and further problems are there, and you have to prevent that problems, that is called as a deformities. So that is regarding of overall altered sensorium. So what we have discussed in the process of altered sensorium, so we have discussed what is the introduction of sensorium. Sensorium means alertness and awareness of the external stimulus, that is called as a good sensorium. Okay, and when we will say that altered sensorium means, and whenever our sensorium or sensory stimulus is not responding to the external world or conveyed or perceived, is called as a altered sensorium. And the next one is causes: head injury, cerebral catastrophes means cerebral diseases, infection, asphyxia and the poison, and types few seconds and few hours. We are going to do an investigation: glucose, urea, electrolytes and blood test, lumbar puncture, liver function test, x-ray, electroencephalography we are going to make. And in this assessment, Glasgow Coma scale is very very important: eye opening, verbal response and the motor response. Okay, and the last treatment of medical management and has a nursing management. So these are the things we are going to discuss. So thank you students. If you have any doubts, and let me know in the later class. Thank you.